close your eyes for a minute. Please read verse number 4 onwards, please. भवोयम भावना मात्र है न किंचित परमार्थतः नास्त्यभाव स्वभावानां भावाभाव विभाविनां न दूरं न च संकोचात् लब्धमेवात्मनः पदम् निर्विकल्पं निरायासं निर्विकारं निरञ्जनं व्यामोहमात्रविरतौ स्वरूपादानमात्रतः वीतशोका विराजन्ते निरावरणदृष्टयः व्यामोहमात्रविरतौ स्वरूपादानमात्रतः वीतशोका विराजन्ते निरावरणदृष्टयः. You know, these verses we have seen it already once, and it is continuous now. If you read it after, like I was reading through the verses again this morning, again it appears very new. Because it's not that there is a particular verse, so once we have given one meaning, that is enough. No, here please understand, each name, each word has got infinite ways. Just like what these words attempt to point out, the truth, call it consciousness, call it infinity, call it immortality, absolute. In how many words you can describe it? If the truth that is revealed by a word, listen carefully, if a name that points out the nameless has got endless, infinite possibilities, then a single word, how many possibilities it will have? Therefore, you can take just one word and goes on taking class every day. Because thereafter you can just go on. It's just like telling I. When you say the word I, if the meaning of the word I has got infinite possibilities, even the names like I am the body, I am the man, I am a woman, I am a father, I am a mother, I am the... How many roles? The roles are also endless. In a sense, it is so beautiful that the more and more you recognize it within yourself as to what exactly this word means, And who you are is not a nameless, who you are is not a name or a form or any type of description, but something which cannot be thought over, a nameless, formless existence. Your mind collapses. Understand? It completely collapses, because what is there to talk about? What is there to be with? And this is the reality with which you have to live forever. And in reality, in that there is no choice. Like the second verse where he says, Naduram nacha sankocha labdhameva atmanah padam. Atmanah padam labdhameva. Atmanah padam. Padam is a beautiful word. Padam means a word they say, but padam means in Sanskrit, padyate jnayata anena iti padam. That by which everything is known, that is the pada. That by which everything is known. Think, immediately when you say pada, pada means a word. Like I say flower. When I say flower, that pada has one meaning. The pada has one meaning. Padyate jnayata anena iti. Because if I say the Rudraksh, suppose I say Rudraksh, then what happens? That particular word points out these things. Therefore, Rudraksh, the word as though helps you to remember something. So that is the pada. That in whose presence, a word, in the presence of that word, when you hear the name, an object is revealed. This simple, beautiful. Just think how, I really don't know what to do. Why? Because each one of you, as you go on listening, you should make that life that beautiful. See, none of us are interested in words in life, right or wrong? Suppose I say, you want some diamond? If you say yes, shall I write the word diamond in a paper and give it to you? Do you like some nice chocolate? Yes, so I write down chocolate and give it to you. Because when I say the word chocolate, immediately what flashes is the meaning of the word chocolate. When I say the word diamond, immediately what flashes is the meaning of the word diamond in your head. So all the time, even though we are dealing with words, but we are really interested in the meaning of the word. But imagine this eye. One word we are dealing with, never with the meaning of it. Just think of it, eye. What is this eye? Without knowing the meaning of it, we are dealing with it. Because 1,000 meanings, so many nuances. Which one is the meaning? Thousands of relative meanings. There is one meaning which is already existing. Labdhameva atmanah padam. Atmanah, that atmanah padam labdhameva, already gained. That is something before even, oh, it's beautiful. Before even you pick up a name about yourself, you are already there. Can you accept it or reject it? Before even you pick up a name about yourself, you are already. What you don't have is your roles. You are not born a husband, born a wife, born rich, born poor, born anything. Because everything you have to pick up. Every other thing you have to pick up. And you can reject also. Either you can pick up or you can reject. Suppose you say, no, Swamiji, I am born Indian. You can reject your citizenship of Indian and become an Australian citizen or American citizen. You can reject it. Whereas, who you are, long before you pick up a name, you are already with it. And you cannot reject it. Find out what is the dimension in you which is already there like that. Before, this is like you understand? This is like a riddle, like a riddle. In Oriya language, I tell it in Oriya, then I will tell you, okay? Jaithili utara dekhiasili phalo upare patara. What means? Utara means north. I went to North India and I saw phul ke upar pattar. That on the top of the on the top of the fruit, I saw the leaf. Tell me what is that? I saw a fruit which has a leaf on the top of it. What is that? All of you know, but it doesn't strike. Pineapple. See, this is something what is already, this is like a riddle. It's something which is already there. Another one is there. Right? Okay, in Sanskrit it will be very nice. This is what, it sharpens your mind and it is so fantastic. Please name what it is. Vrukshagravasi nacha pakshiraja. One who lives on the top of the tree, but it is not a bird. Ambu bahanti nachameghamala. It carries water, but is not a cloud. Valkalavasi nacharamachandra. It puts on a valkala means the covering of a plant, but he is not Rama going to forest. Trinetradhari nacha sulapani. He has got 3 eyes, but is not Shiva. Evaru? Everandi? I read that. Coconut. Vrukshagravasi lives on the top of the tree. He is not a bird. Trinetradhari nacha sulapani. It has 3 eyes, but is not Shiva. Valkaladhari, it has a cover around it, but is not the Rama. Ambu vahanti nachamegamala. It is carrying the water, but is not the rain. How nice it is. Oh, coconut. You understand? Same thing also here. That, what is that something in you which was there before even you named it, and it shall not ever go even if you name or don't name. Self, the awareness, myself, consciousness. Roles comes and goes. You were a child. Anybody child? Now you have a child. You had your childhood, but you are not a child anymore. Baby, that is gone. You are not born a husband, not born a wife. Think of it. Oh, I was born a boy, but I was born a boy. Guarantee. You can change yourself to a girl nowadays. You are born a girl, you can change yourself to a girl these days. Think of it. Everything that you have is changeable. Who you are is changeless. Just be with that. That is why Bhagavan says here so fantastic. Bhavoyam bhavana matra. Nakinchit paramarthatah. Paramarthatah nakinchit. From the absolute standpoint of your being, who you are, nothing else is existing. Only you are. First grasp that reality as to who you are. Thereafter deal with what all things you have. Because what all things you have, if you are dealing with it, thinking they shall be lasting forever, you shall be destroyed. Just imagine this flight MH17. When they took off from Amsterdam for Kuala Lumpur, did they ever think, did anybody ever think that shall explode on the top and there will be a ground-to-air missile will be there? Just think of it. Even when you have started, left your home and come here, does anybody ever think that I will never go back? When the sun rising on a day, are you sure that you shall see the sunset? Why? Because life is like that. It is fragile, absolutely fragile. Today somebody believes you, can you guarantee that the other person will continue to believe you until the tomorrow? Somebody loves you, hates you, whatever emotions the person may or may not have, can you guarantee? What about other people's guarantee? You ask yourself, can you say, but I shall love the person always or I shall hate the person always? You cannot. Your own physical body. The strangest thing is, when everybody likes, nobody likes the old age, the young person who is hating the old age is going towards the old age. You understand? When the youth is disrespecting or hating the old age, he doesn't know he is going to be old one day. However much you try to run away from the so-called death, one day it will come. So many times I have told you, when you said death does not mean the death of the body. It can be death of a relationship, it can be death of your poverty, death of your prosperity, death of a job. Every moment you have to contend with the deaths of million kinds, changes of million kinds, and all these things you can contend with only if you are abiding, rooted in the changelessness, the absolute that you are. Because from thereafter, bhavoyam bhavana matra. What all things you are telling is bhavana. Listen carefully. What does it mean? That bhavoyam, this bhava, this whole creation, bhava means that what is beautiful. Bhu bhav, to become. That which is subject to continuous change and becoming, that is samsara. Subject to continuous change and becoming. The creation around is continuously changing, continuously becoming. Wonderful. It has a majestic ramifications. It is so fantastic, because if the world is not continuously changing, will you like to live in this world? Day in and day out. Just imagine. Day in, day out, night in, night out. Seasons are changing, weather is changing, people are changing, landscape is changing. How beautiful. All the changes will be beautiful if you have found the changelessness in yourself. This morning I phoned up to somebody, one of the person who is looking after our land in Orissa. It's a beautiful place. Hopefully one day you will all come there also. Amazing, it's like a forest. It's like a beautiful forest we are developing. Hopefully we'll have that, all these agriculture stuff, like bio-vegetables and nice little houses and all that, so everybody can come and go, you can come and stay there for some time. The person gone there and suddenly having a little fever. He had the fever from 4 or 5 days back. Then I said, what is happening? Your sound seems to be little low. So, what is happening? He says, Swamiji, again I am going to get cold. I say, boy, how unfortunate. How is the weather there? Because yesterday I was asking somebody who is staying there, he said, Swamiji, it's raining cats and dogs. First time the monsoon has been really active in Orissa now, on that part of the Orissa. So I was so happy, because we want to develop that land with, paddy field and vegetables and this, so that it will be absolutely green and nice. And this nature is now pouring its bounty, raining and raining and raining. But this person who is having a fever, will he enjoy the beauty of the rainy season? Shall he sit down and write Meghaduta? If Kalidasa would have suffered from some stomachache or backache, or some headache or something type of heavy fever or something, will he sit down there and write Meghaduta? Try to do something like that when you are going through some physical discomfort, or mental or intellectual disillusionment, emotionally unstable. Try to write a poem. Please write a poem. You cannot. When you are deep within yourself, you are absolutely restful. Nothing affects you. Nothing touches you. Then every little thing in the world shall tickle you, inspire you. Because, whoa, such beautiful weather. When shall you say the beautiful weather? Because you are beautiful. When do you say mountain is beautiful? When you are beautiful. Because or it so happens, suppose you are in a bad shape, in a sense, because you are with your thoughts and you are so miserable. And you looked at these mountains, look at the open sky, look at the ocean, and suddenly everything opens up. You say, wow, so beautiful. Why? Cloud has dispersed from your head. That is why when you are depressed and dejected, looking at the wall only you will feel comfortable. Only looking at the wall you will feel comfortable. This morning I was reading a beautiful story, a Persian story. It can be any story, but don't worry about it, what story it is. There was a person who was involved in the city cleaning, garbage cleaning. He will clean the garbage, he will clean the sewage. So that was his life. He goes into the gutter, goes into the sewage, collects everything and cleans it up. Fantastic. So he is so much used to that stink. he doesn't understand what it means to have, to enjoy or experience a nice perfume. So in the city of Iran, the story goes, he was going there, there is an attar shop. Attar, that attar means the perfumes. So he goes to a perfume shop. It's a lotus or the jasmine and all the rose, beautiful attar shops are there, and he goes there. When he goes to that attar shop, because where they are making so many things there, this whole place is fragrant. He fainted. He fainted. It is so overwhelming fragrance. He just fainted. He couldn't take it. He fainted. Then everybody is already what to do. Then there was one person there who brought some mud from that sewage nearby and put it in front of his nose. Just when he shook it in front of his nose, he wakes up. Beautiful. The story is to highlight, says very nicely the person has written, one who has not enjoyed the sense of being, what does it know what it means to be? A person who has not enjoyed the sense of being, if he has not found his own nature, how can he ever enjoy just to be? Listen carefully. Just to be that happiness itself, to be that immortality, is a tremendous sense of excitement. Why? Nothing touches me, nothing affects me. Fantastic. You don't have to do something to be excited. Tell this to the world, how many people will understand this? Just be. I am, and that itself is the greatest excitement, which all words cannot describe. It shall transcend every description, every sensation, every thought, every speculation. Your sense of being is the most exciting thing in this universe. But people cannot do that. For them, they must do something. World Cup is over, then what? Cricket match, then what? World Cup cricket, then what? You go around the world, then what? Climb the Everest, then what? If you don't do something, you are so bored. You don't have to give such big things. In a small little house, suppose your job is over, you will feel bored. What to do? Now the child has gone to school. Cooking, over. Then, boredom, bore. That's how people say no. They can't just enjoy doing nothing. It's not a joke. Can you just be? Friends, please think, when you are going to die, what shall you be doing to die? What shall you be doing to die? Just lie down and wait if you are a lucky one. If you are a lucky one, because you can be blown up. You are going on the road, boom, one speedy vehicle comes and knocks you down. You are finished. And these things can happen. These things can happen. The other day, I don't know whether I told you, there was one Swamiji I knew who had his niece. From 10-year-old, she was staying with him. 19-year-old, she got married and went away. Then some problem in the marriage, she came back and just staying with him and studying this self-knowledge and these scriptures and all these things, learning also, music, and did not want to marry again. A 22, 23-year-old. Then one day he tells, it's a true incident I'm telling you. Then in Bangalore it happened. While going one day to the market, she had to go to that music class. He told, every day she walks down, it was very near. That day she was delayed, so he told uncle, the Swamiji, please drop me near that place. So he took him in a two-wheeler on the road side, drops her there. He has to cross the road. There is a little stone, little stone. She stood on that, so naturally slipped, so she fell down. As she fell down, one truck comes. Right in front of him, the truck goes over the head only. Can you take it? Your husband, your wife, your child, your father, your mother, your somebody standing, you are taking them putting them, baby is going to do that, and then boom, the only head. Can you take it? Traumatized. Can happen or no? Gaza trip now, is in Israel. Thousands, hundreds of children, or 50, 60 children dead. In this plane, 80 children were dead. Imagine. Anything can happen in life. Also excitement. Suddenly from nowhere you get a message that you have won a lottery, $100 million. You got an inheritance of crores. Somebody leaves you a nice car. You got a good job. Something can happen like that. In both we understand, in both have the seed of change in them. They shall change. Only one thing that remains ever the same is changeless. That is yourself, the absolute. Atmana pada labdhameva. Already there. That steadiness. Just being itself is the most exciting presence in this universe. Just being. What are you doing? Nothing. Are you not bored? Bored of what? Can you do that? No, please understand. Can you do that? Do nothing. Listen, be yourself and nothing is done is no problem. But by doing nothing, if you are enjoying it, you shall be terribly upset when somebody asks you to do something. But being something means you can enjoy doing nothing, you can also enjoy doing everything. Happy, I am immortal. Happy to be alive with the body, happy to be dead to the body. Happy to live in the prosperity, happy to live in the poverty. Your sense of being, nobody takes away. Because everything is bhavana matra, only a thought. Understand, a thought is a connecting link. The thought is suspended, your link is suspended. Strange, but true. What is this marriage? Think of it. What is a relationship? A relationship is creating a new thread of thought. Right or wrong? Just think of it. Right or wrong? This paperweight is mine. It's a thought. It is mine. When I give it to you, I don't have to give it to you. I just tell also. And after the class, this is yours. After the class, you take it and go. Now onwards, your ownership has started already. I gave you the link. Are you getting that point? Just a thought. Now suppose, after telling that you should take it, then I am trying to throw it. Now your heart will sink. My paperweight, he is throwing. Your mother or father has promised you, baby, my ornaments are yours. From that moment, when the thought link has started, now you think ornament is yours. Now suppose your mother or father change their mind to give it to somebody else, another son or another daughter or another son-in-law or some, even to a charity, suppose they want to give, what will happen? My things, how can they give away? They have not given. They have just told they will give. The thought link has started. Then what do you say? Disappointment. They cheated me. When did they cheat you? They told me, no? That's what it is. You understand that link? And I take that link so seriously that I get disappointed if something happens. So what is now disappointing you? The thing was not yours. You thought it was yours. Now you again think it is not yours. You are disappointed. So who is disappointing you? That is why nothing in this universe belongs to you except in relation to your thought. I am telling you beautiful, how many you have, every day you must be going through that example, no? Simple. You are serving 10 cups of, let us say, ice cream. And there is one person standing there looking how much ice cream is given. Everywhere little, and one particular cup little more. The person will be thinking that cup I will take. He has already decided that he will already take it. But when you are giving, you give it and give it to somebody. What happens to him? Because you decided that copy is mine. Think, friends. Disappointment. I'll give a very clear example. When our ashram was getting built up, long before, almost 30 years back, 1982, 83, 84, just starting, one person had a real big piece of land and he was selling it. And he came back, Swamiji, I want to sell it. I said, why? It's not on your head. Why are you in a hurry? Why are you in a hurry to sell it all? Let it be there. If you don't in a hurry, let it come, maybe wait for another 1 or 2 months if something happens good. So in Brazil, the prices went up, the coffee and teas, all these things. So he had a tea estate. And then the person, that suddenly almost 2 times. So he came back and said, oh, Swamiji, thank you so much, because of you only I am getting now much more, almost those days, imagine 60, 70 lakhs, 80 lakhs. I am getting this, I will give you 10 lakhs rupees for the ashram. That time we don't have any land. What 10 lakh rupees? What did I say? I said, you please keep it with you. You know I have not on what ground to talk, because we don't have a ground. So on what ground can I talk? You keep it with yourself. You invest it. You are a businessman, you invest it. Whenever we are ready, I will let you know. Of course, in 1 or 2 years' time, we are ready. But I never reminded him. Why? Hey, in his enthusiasm, one day he said, I will do. Shall I hold him on to ransom for that? He told. Now his mind might have changed because he knows what is going on, but he is not going to do. So how does it matter? Suppose that day I would have taken, he has told. So I go on phoning up, what happened? What will happen? Money is lost, person is lost. Are you getting that point, please? You must see. Nothing tortures you like your own thought tortures you. Nothing deceives you like your own thought deceives you. Nobody in this universe, nothing in this universe can touch you if you know how to handle your thought. Bhavoyam bhavana matra. Even death is a thought. Listen carefully. Death is a thought, because for me to be, my sense of being doesn't need a thought. Labdhoyam atmanah padam. To be myself, do I need to think I am? Just to be. Your sense of being doesn't need a thought, doesn't need a name, doesn't need a word, doesn't need a description, doesn't need a shape, doesn't need anything. So what is the fear? Who can deceive? Any moment of your disappointment, dejection, fear, anxiety, anger, hatred, excitement, just look at it. What is happening? Ramification, thought ramification. The thoughts in different ways. Remove that thought and trail, just see, remove that thought. That is why it is so easy for people to advise others, because others' thought means nothing to you. How do you feel? How do you feel? Think. How do you feel? Please tell me. How many of you, how do you, simple thing, I don't want to challenge you or anybody, just think of it. How do you feel now that you have heard 290 people exploded in the sky with the plane Flight 17? How do you feel? Be honest, how do you feel? Nothing. Just a piece of information. Am I listening? Exploded, like that. Suppose one of your own person is there. How will you feel? Oh boy. It happened in Madras. Now, you know that 11-story building which collapsed? So Orissa workers only know where from the workers. Orissa workers, so many Orissa workers, some 8, 9 died. One young boy, his name is Prakash or something like that. That person is alive, but they thought he is dead. So they told them that his dead body is coming. So they went straight to Puri. In Puri, there is Swargadwara. Swargadwara is the gateway to heaven. So if you are cremated there, you are supposed to go to heaven straight. Anyway, most people do that. And this boy is, happened, so his family is there. And they took that dead body, the Tamil Nadu government nicely helped out all these things, they take the body there. When they open the body, it's a different boy. Then they found out he's not there. Then that man was rescued after 3 days from underground. So he said, I am okay, I am safe. What do you think? So for 3 days they have been crying that their son is dead. Are they crying over the thought or crying over the reality? For 3 days they are crying over the thought or crying over the reality. The reality they don't know. They are crying over the thought that the person is dead. The other person is very happy that my son is lucky, that Prakash is dead, that other fellow is alive, my son is alive. They were happy. They didn't come to that ground because they don't have to come to that cremation ground. When it was there is a nearby village, so they found out it is your son. Now what happened? Now suddenly their world collapsed. What happened? That thought which was telling, Appa, lucky, 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 my son is alive, finished, son is not there. One thought. So what destroys you now? Incident or the thought? Think, friends. Think for yourself. That is why when you are suspicious, you are already killing yourself before anybody kills you. When you are afraid, when you are projecting, when you are jealous, you understand? When you are jealous, you are already killing yourself before anybody kills you. I think this is what he must be doing. I think this is what she must be doing. I think this is what she must be planning. You are already frightened when in reality there is absolutely no planning, no nothing. You think the other person must be thinking about you, when the other person may not be thinking about at all. That is why this so-called teen love. When you are 17, 18, 19, when you tell a girl or a boy, I really love you so much, he said, I never thought you will do that. Because you thought so heavily that she is really liking me or he really likes me, but the other person has no idea whatsoever about that. What happens to you? You feel dejected. Understand the power of thought. As it is true in relation to the whole world around, same thing about yourself. I am a small man, kills you. I am a big man, arrogance. Because for your sense of being who you are, before you are rich or poor, before you are young or old, before you even live or die, your sense of being nityam labdhameva, already there. Do you understand it? It's not a philosophy, it's not a speculation. At this moment, when you say you are, what does it mean? Body is young? Body was young, baby, I was. Body is adult, I am. Body is young, I am. Body is old, I am. I am speaking about it if the body is alive and talking. Suppose my body is weak, mouth cannot utter a word, I cannot say I am, but are you there or no? Thoughts are suspended. You are not thinking I am, but are you there or not? You don't need a thought to be yourself. Understand? So that sense of being gives you enormous energy, infinite capacity. Because nothing can ever limit it. Nothing ever limits it. Your sense of being, nothing limits it. Wow, that is why Upanishads, how glorious. Atmana vindate viryam, vidya amrutam asrute. Atmana viryam vindate. You gain absolute strength by yourself. That is yourself. Nothing can touch you. Your physical body can be touched. You cannot remain, please understand, you cannot remain untouched. Even if people don't torture you, Disease doesn't torture you. Time is slowly consuming your body. Are you getting that point, please? Mosquitoes don't bite you. You are away from mosquitoes. You have got all these things. Mosquito nets everywhere. People are very nice to you. They don't touch your body. Disease doesn't touch because you are keeping yourself healthy, managing your good health. But still you are aging. The time is eating it from within. To look young, you can't do anything. You can do the nowadays the operation, this, so that this is all straight, that is all straight, this is all right, black is white is black is white. Anything you can do, a little skin tone up and all that. Like our legendary actor, that boy, what was his name? Hindi actor? Devanand. Even an 80-year-old also he was looking there. But then what will happen? The body on the top can look little young. So sweet. I'm just nothing, no reflection person, please. 80-year-old, but very, but then suddenly, what happens? Your heart is not young. Your liver is not young. Your system is not young. So it collapses from within. The time consumes it, but it cannot touch you. Nityameva labdham. So bhavoyam, please listen. Bhavana matra, the thoughts. So one who revels within himself like that, revels within himself, how far is he from himself? Na duram. It's not far. There is no distance. Na sankocha. There is no nearby. How far are you or how near are you? Far and near is a concept where there is a distance between you and something. Between you and yourself, there is no distance. Are you getting that? Between you and yourself, there is no distance. What is the distance between your body and where you are standing? What is the distance? What is the distance between your body and where your body is standing? So where do you stand? Body stands on the earth. Your thoughts stand on... It's so beautiful. If you say don't understand, I don't know. It's so sweet. There is no distance between your thought and where the thought is. In fact, everything is in consciousness. Call it a thought, call it a mind, call it a body, call it the world. There is no distance between yourself, who you are, and what you are. Labdhaveva. Always it is there. So one who sees this, one who has that sense of being, who has enjoyed, listen carefully, one who has enjoyed this absolute ultimate fragrance of the reality as to who it is, he shall live with the relative fragrance, the living and dying, pain and the comfort. All these things he can live with, imagine. Whereas the person who is living only with the stink, think, limitations, beautiful, limitations. The person who is living like that person, who is living with sewage, this and dirt and other things, the intoxicating fragrance of the attar, the rose or the things suffocates him and the person faints. Average person who is living literally in the limitations of anger, hatred, jealousy, riches, poverty, power, position, the limitless fragrance of freedom suffocates him. The fellow faints. He can't take it. How many people can enjoy the fragrance of absolute freedom? Why? Because the person feels very comfortable being holy. The person feels very comfortable being relatively rich. Why? I am rich. Thousands of people are poor. what the sense of superiority that gives him, that give him a sense of existence. Why is it people feel destroyed and devastated in the presence of somebody who is more successful, more powerful, richer? Why do they feel it? Listen. And why do people feel powerful in the presence of less powerful people? Why? Oh, these people are useless. They are not. Where are you living? Oh, in that small downtown, somewhere, some 100 in a suburb, in some useless place. I am boat club. But suppose there is a new settlement comes up like that, which is bigger than, better than boat club. What will happen? Why are you stuck in that boat club? Think of it. People feel proud. So that is why they cannot take this sense of absolute freedom where there is no such excitement of relative glories. Everybody is one and the same. Are you getting that point? You have enjoyed a sense of superiority. I am rich, others are poor. Now in absolute wisdom, ko dhani, ko daridra, manasicha paritushte, ko dhani, ko daridra. When the mind is satisfied, contented, when there is a contentment, satisfaction, happiness, who is rich and who is poor? Who is more powerful, who is less powerful? Think of it. Who is more powerful? Who is less powerful? Who is younger? Who is older? It doesn't make any difference. Whereas the people who are enjoying the comparison, the competition, the relative world where there is a sense of superiority, they feel destroyed because their superiority is gone. They don't understand. Listen carefully. That is why there are many people who like to uphold this so-called caste system as it is prevalent today. Somebody is high caste, somebody low caste. What will they say? Those were the days when how people are respecting each other. Respecting each other means my family was respected. How do you like, if you are there, you are not allowed to enter into a temple, you are not allowed to touch something, you are not allowed to walk in a particular way, how do you like it? It's just like this, the private, now this nonsense that is going on in the cricket club or the, that dhoti fellows not allowed. I mean, that is such a ridiculous, however much you may say, whatever you may say, is ridiculous. If the person is not important, the dress is important. You know the mullah story? Do you remember? Mullah was, somebody told mullah, the caliph is giving a royal dinner. So he said, how does it matter? But, to make that story short, he asked him, there is a dinner in the caliph's residence, royal dinner. He said, how does it matter to me? You are invited. He said, how does it matter to you? How does it matter to you? The fellow didn't know what to say. Because some people feel proud also. It is so stupid. So stupid. You are not invited to a function, but if your friend is invited, you take greater pride that you know somebody who is invited to that function. You understand? President is visiting, Raj Bhavan. How does it matter to me? But you are invited. How does it matter to you? Yes, it matters to him, because he can tell people, I saw Swami or I saw XYZ who is invited to the dinner. But you are not invited, no? People are so stupid. It is name dropping. I know somebody who knows the governor. So that means that you are just one man away from the governor, right? Silly. But that is not the relative world. Now the Congress party is gone from the department, from the government, no. How many people, those would have been very nearer to the seat of power? Because they knew somebody who is a finance minister, who is this minister, that minister, this minister, now they are gone, now they are far away. No. Now the BJP has come. Anywhere. A particular person is president. Those who know him or people know around him like that. You understand? Silly. So suddenly your importance is gone, where the position is gone. We'll come back. So, Mullah was told, you are invited. He said, how does it matter to you? Anyway, the fellow ran away, so he then goes there. When he goes there, they don't allow him inside. Why? Because he looks so odd. Then he said, why is that fellow is not allowing me inside? Then he saw everybody is coming with flowing robes, sherwani, you know that all, flowing robes. So he goes there to his village and borrows somebody's elegant dress, and he is a tall figure and he has put on the silken robes, flowing robes, and he comes in front of the gate. Of course, go in, he goes inside. And the story is the royal speech is over and the dinner has to start. When the dinner has to start, the fellow picks up, and there are so many things on the thing, so many, all these chicken and peacocks and, stuffed things and everything, and all these fruits, vegetables, all there. So he takes the food and puts it in his coat pocket, the shirt pocket. Then the fellow who is standing by, sitting by his near, he says, what are you doing, Mullah? What are you doing? He said, why? I am feeding. He said, feeding what? What are you stuffing your clothes for? He says, look, I came, I was not allowed. When I put on the dress, I was allowed. So who is invited here? So dress is invited, so dress must eat. Think, friends, it's a beautiful story, but think for yourself. Why do you feel so important in this universe today? Because my body is around. I am invited to join this party of this universe. There is a party going on. You understand? The party of the universe is continuous. The celebration in this universe is continuous. We are invited in. Why? Because the body is coming in and we are feeding the body. You don't feel invited because you don't have a sense of being. You think body has come. So if the body is going to be taken away, you are feeling threatened because the party is going to be over. Hey, the party will be continuous. Your participation will not be there when your dress is taken away. Did you bring that dress and come? No. You found yourself with the dress. Therefore it will be taken away also. So just being here, enjoy. So that the body is taken away, still that sense of fulfillment, nobody takes away. Not only the body must be there, the sensation must be there. I must see, I must hear, I must touch. What is tourism industry? What is tourism industry? To see new things, to hear new things. You understand the fantastic point? Can you beat it? You are respected for your dress, not for who you are, but what you have. Understand that point? Please see that point. It's an amazing point, okay? The mullah is not invited to the feast for who he is. He put on the long flowing dress. Wango, 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 please come in. So naturally mullah is feeding. When the food starts, what did he do? He started feeding his dress. Wonder, what did he tell? When somebody said, the friend is telling, what are you doing? You are stuffing your dress. What did he say? I came, I was not allowed. I put on this dress, I was allowed. So who is allowed into this place? The dress. So I am feeding the dress. And that is what happens in the creation. Look at this, as I told you this. Modern, now the latest controversy, Gymkhana club, these clubs, what is that? If you put on this dress, you are not allowed. If you put on that dress, you are allowed. So who is invited there? You are the dress. The governor is not allowed. If the governor puts on a fancy cloth, he is allowed. Gandhi also will not be allowed because half clothes. Just imagine. For your dress, you are allowed. And that is how you suffer. Listen carefully, friends. It's a frivolous incident, but that shall reveal you the best truth of life. Physical body is a tiny little dress. With this dress, we are allowed into the universe. The moment the dress is taken away, you are finished. Why people are intolerant? Why are they so frightened of losing their body? Because with this body I am allowed to the party. The huge universal party is continuously non-stop running. You can enjoy this party for the entire stay of your life if you know this dress will get away. But I shall be there. When the dress drops, you survive. Survival is not something like a pathetic game of a life. Don't think of that. Don't think that way. He survived. He went through a problem. He survived. Hey, you don't survive. Listen carefully. You are all. Listen, this is something very beautiful. Who survives? If you are drowning, you survive. You never drown. Your body is drowning. Understand? You bypass your body. You bypass your thought. That is why that particular line. Bhavoyam bhavana matram. You bypass your body. Body should be, if at all think of it, your body should be worried. But body is not worried. Body is never worried. Is the body afraid of death? Is the body afraid of old age? Is the body complaining it is fat or lean? Deho na janati. Body has no language. Universe has no language. Think. Riches do not feel rich. The Kohinoor diamond doesn't feel rich. I feel rich because I own the Kohinoor. And I am intolerant of parting with it because without that I am stupid. With it I am very rich. Without that I am stupid. Right? So everybody is trying to grab it. Everybody is trying to grab it. Think friends, think friends. Just as when body is a dress, because of which you are allowed to this party called universe, your thought, every thought is a beautiful dress. It's a dress for you. You have a thought. You are not a thought. Your sense of being is not a thought. That is why labdhameva atmanah padam. Labdham. Atmanah padam labdham. You are already existing without a thought. As a child, you did not have a thought. Did you exist or no? Because you think absence of thought is ignorance. Listen carefully, friends. Because you think absence of thought is ignorance, therefore I should have thought. Yes, friends. Absence of thought is ignorance of the relative world. But absence of thought is not the ignorance of yourself. In fact, in the absence of thought, that is the presence of yourself, the awareness. When you are totally absent, meaning absence of thought. When that is totally ignorant, meaning what? No thought. Do you know my grandfather? Listen carefully. Do you know my grandfather? No thought. So you are ignorant. Are you unconscious? Just see the beauty. You are ignorant. You are not unconscious. Like your eyes. You don't need your eyes to be conscious. You don't need your eyes to be yourself. With your eyes you say, I can see. Without the eyes you say, I am blind. That is the stupidity. What do you say? Oh, I am a blind man. I am a deaf person. No, 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 no. Don't have a sense of helplessness. Listen carefully. Your sense of being doesn't depend on your eyes. Your eyes see, you are. Eyes deaf, eyes are gone, blind, your sense of being is there. A blind man cannot see, but blind man is not unconscious. Help the blind. The deaf person cannot hear, but deaf is not unconscious. But if your identity is invoked with the presence of your eyes, you are proud, I can see. The fellow is helpless, I don't know the eyes. Understand? These are relative stuff. With the riches, I am rich. With the riches gone, poor. But your sense of being, your sense of who you are, doesn't gain identity because of your riches or poverty. Riches gone, you are not gone. Listen carefully. Your poverty can disappear, you don't go. You are not afraid of riches, you are not afraid of poverty. What is riches and poverty? Is how much rich you feel. A person can have billion. What is that boy? The Forbes, what is that? Microsoft man, Bill Gates, richest person. What is that? Then he feels richest. Suppose tomorrow somebody else comes, he will be the richest. The person, the seventh in the Forbes list, the 100th fellow will feel poorer because he always looks up. I am a 100th fellow, useless. And the person who is sitting down under a tree with a small little house, he thinks he is the emperor of the universe, right? He has nothing to lose. Just think of that sense of being. This is not romanticizing poverty or riches, You have no business to do that. You can be richer than the richest. Understand, you are not rich. You have a riches. There is a huge difference between what I am, who I am, and what I have. There is a difference between I am a dog, I have a dog. Any difference? Of course no difference, right? I am rich, I have riches. I am engineer, I have knowledge of engineering. You are not an engineer, you have knowledge of engineering. You have something, but who you are is same. That is what the people who are appreciating themselves who they are, Atmana Padam, who see themselves who they are, that sense of comparison, competition completely drops out. Whereas ordinarily, the average person, when he thinks absence of thought is ignorance, which is true. Because in the relative knowledge, understand, relative world, you can't say, I'm a wise man. Why? I'm conscious. Shut up. You can be conscious, but you can be stupid. So you can be the very wise man, but dying out of a heart attack when you're 20-year-old. Then you tell everybody, God takes away the best flower in the young age. What nonsense. Just think of it. You can be, it is absolutely essential to appreciate these things. Just because you are conscious, you are a wise man, listen, that does not make you a rich man or a healthy man. To make yourself healthy, you must do something. But to be yourself, you don't have to do anything. To be happy, you cannot do anything. But to be rich, you must do something. To be immortal, you don't have to do anything because you are already immortal. But to keep yourself alive and going, you must do something. To be absolutely, to have to be the absolute, the consciousness, the knowledge absolute, you don't have to do anything because you are already that. But for relative knowledge, you have to do something. That is why the tradition is so beautiful. Aparavidya, Paravidya. Aparavidya is about this Bhuta Vidya, Preta Vidya, Nakshatra Vidya, those days the language of the Vedas. The material sciences, the sciences of the other world, Nakshatra Vidya, the star, that cosmology and all that stuff. They didn't have the computer science and all that stuff. Okay, the physics, chemistry, mathematics, history, geography, these are all Aparavidyas. It must be known. Without which you cannot be sitting and talking. Suppose you say, I am a wise man. You can be wise, but you can be stupid in this sense of the term. Understand? You are wise, but your physical body is dying of cancer. You don't know how to cure it. Then I will do some homa, I will do some ritual. Okay, continue, do it and die. No problem. That doesn't work. Think of it. That is why, how to describe you friends, you must see it very, very clearly. If you say, if you give a prized position to thoughtless state, I am always in meditation, no thoughts. These thoughtless people have never produced anything in this universe. Has anybody? Thoughtless people have produced, is Einstein's theory or is a life-saving drug or computerized, today what you say, planes, all that stuff. Thoughtless people have created. Only with the thoughts you can create that. You need to know all these things. That is why Aparavidya, objective knowledge, is very important to be comfortable in this universe. To have a nice house, to have air conditioning. Suppose, I am a natural person, in summer it is hot, in the winter it is cold, so helplessly, disease comes, kills me. What a waste of life. Suppose you can summer, beat the weather. If you can create a air conditioning, why not? If I can create, why not? Cannot afford, so what? I can travel around the world, excellent. Sitting in the one place, same thing. What is there to see in other countries? Same thing. Same trees organized differently, arranged differently. That is why in your, what is that, Kathopanishad it comes so beautifully you cannot believe. Kathopanishad, what he says? Bhagavan Yamaraj tells Nachiketas. Yadeveha tadamutra, yadamutra tadanyuha. Mrityosa mritumapnoti yenaneva pashyati. He Nachiketas, whatever is here is there. Yah tadamutra. Whatever is here is there. Whatever is there is here. In the relative world, listen carefully. If you talk in 5 elements, same space, air, fire, water, earth, everywhere it is same. Like that Korean fellow, one boy had come from Korea, he was studying in the university in Madras. Coming and studying with me for some time also. So one day he said, Swamiji, you know, whenever people see me, they ask me, how is Madras? My friends ask me, how is India? You know what I tell them? I said, what do I tell them? I tell them, oh, India is beautiful, 1 foot above the ground. Meaning, it's dirt and everything everywhere. But space, is there a difference between American space, Indian space? Air, fire, water, is same. The moment you go to ground level, it is different. Think of it. Same thing differently organized. Buildings differently organized. Streets differently named. The same food prepared differently. It is not that the the murunga in South America is different from murunga in India. Is it so? Same murunga, but they different make different. We make it differently. They make different food. We make different. Same stuff. And your body doesn't understand pasta. Your body doesn't understand Kentucky Fried KFC. Your body doesn't understand chocolate. Your body understands protein, all these carbohydrate stuff. So your tongue only understands this nonsense. Therefore, oh, we had an Italian dinner. The stomach doesn't go crazy. The stomach knows it's all carbohydrate. So the person who thinks Italian dinner, he shows off. The other person, I don't have Italian dinner. They are lucky people. What is that to be lucky? Same carbohydrate, different shape. Like you are eating idli or somebody eating idiyappam. What is the difference between the two? Therefore, don't say very prosaic. So idli, idiyappam makes no difference. No. Culinary is a culinary art. If somebody can make 1,000 dishes of same thing, whoa, give him a prize. Creativity. Wisdom doesn't take away your creativity. Wisdom tremendously helps in your creativity because same thing you can use in million ways, and that is what in the beginning as we saw that. The whole creation is always in celebration. The party is non-stop. Are you in a mood? You are in a mood, you are in it. You are in a bad mood, you get out of it. Does it not happen? Ordinarily, the party is going on. Your stomach upset. Sorry, excuse yourself and go. Your mind is, I wish I am there, but your stomach doesn't allow you. Relationship. Everybody is enjoying. Mentally, you have got goofed up. Some suspicion, something somewhere. I am so stupid, I am so useless. You have moved out of your friends. Why? One thought isolates you. Miserable, painful. This thing doesn't happen to somebody who knows himself because you are the content. You are inherent through everything in this universe. You are no more interested, understand. Your happiness, your being who you are is such excitement. Your being itself is so exciting, what you are having doesn't mean anything. What you are doing is far away from who you are. Who you are is so exciting, you don't depend upon what to do or what not to do. That sense of being. That is why you become so fantastic. Your sense of being is so exciting. To see, listen carefully, to see, you must use your eyes and object must be there. To be, what should you do? To have a sensation, you must have the object, you must have the sense organ. You must have a thought. But you forget yourself. That is why people are so disappointed in life, because when you equate sensation with happiness, you equate the presence of a thought with happiness or the absence of thought with meditation. That is a mistake. If absence of thought is meditation, presence of thought becomes agitation. So you mean to say people who are thinking are stupid? Then how did Shankara write all this stuff? How these Upanishads, thousands and millions of words are there? But it's a beauty because while speaking they don't speak. While writing they don't write. While speaking one word, listen carefully, I told you the first word I told you in the class today. What is that? One word has got infinity possibilities. Just like you are who you are. In ocean you see, huge sprawling ocean. Even a tiny drop has the same content, H2O, 2 atoms of hydrogen, 1 atom of oxygen. Ocean may be humongous, awesome presence. A drop may be tiny, but the content, one and the same. So be the content, enjoy the vastness of the ocean and the tininess of a drop. Be the satisfaction, be the happiness that you are. Then enjoy what? 1 day of life or 100 years of life. Living is not a burden, death is not a relief. For most people, living is a burden, they want to die. For somebody who is enjoying life, afraid of death. When you are immortal, discover that immortality, sense of being with yourself, living is as fantastic as even the living coming to an end. Because it's a dress, it has to go. It has been lent to you. You did not bring it with yourself. Think, friends. Did you choose your dress? Then you would have chosen this type of nose, that type of eye, this type of... what people do, cosmetic surgery, billion-dollar industries. Why? My eyes should be like that, my toes should be like that, my mind should change, nobody talks. Because it's invisible. Think. So what happens? This is the beauty. Take it, see. And the easiest because no duram, there is no distance between you and yourself. No sankocham, there is no near. Your sense of being is instantaneous. To pick up the knowledge of the world, we need a lot of thoughts. That's why from childhood onwards, you need a language first. Listen, learn a language. Why do we learn language? To speak, to converse, as well as to name this universe for our sake. When the universe is not named, it is still existing. Then what do you say? Suppose I ask you, do you know panaso? Swami, I don't know. Jackfruit? Yes. What is it? Yes. You know the object. That object has million names. In one name you are informed. In another name you are ignorant. Are you ignorant or informed? Yes, strange logic, no? Just think, are you informed or ignorant? You know it, but you don't know in French language or Oriya language or in some other language. But Tamil language you know. But what is it? Do you know Panasa? I don't know. Jackfruit? Yes, that's what it is. So you know. These words create your sense of ignorance and knowledge. That is why people are having this, this relative knowledge, relative ignorance is depend upon the words. Relative knowledge, relative ignorance. Relative knowledge, relative ignorance is what? About the objective universe. We see everything, but we don't know everything. You have seen this whole ashram, but if I say, have you seen bay leaf, lotus, karamanga? But every tree is here and every tree you have seen. Then I have to tell you, this tree, this is bay leaf. Oh, what is that? Oh, you know, you have experienced it, but you did not have a name for this. In a relative world, that is what happens. Everything is experienced, but we don't know anything about it. So we started giving them name. Education is what? Give them name, codify that name, so that botany book. In botany book, you say books that the trees told their name to the botanist. A child was asked, the teacher asked the children, what is the nearest star? So children didn't know that. So he said, you don't know the name? He said, no, sir. Then the teacher said, Proxima Centauri. Then one smart fellow asked, sir, how did he know? Did the star tell its name? You give the name, see, somebody gives a name, that becomes information. I don't know the name, I become ignorant. What a trouble. You see the fun of it. It's a very simple thing. Somebody gives a name. Previously, suppose there are only, let us say, 20 countries. So, geography, everybody will be first class first. We have 20 countries, everybody remember. Now there are 200 countries. What will you do? Ignorant. The more, that is very more and more information comes up in the world, more and more you feel ignorant. That is relative knowledge. It is natural. Nobody can ever know everything in this universe in a relative world, because the best is always yet to come. Exploration, wow. They have gone into distant stars, finding out civilizations, if possible, like Earth and planet and Earth-like planet and all that stuff. And how many things are happening today? That is the expansion in the relative world. In absolute, please understand, absolute, that is I myself, about myself, who I am, you don't need that type of thing there. First, ask yourself the question, what comes first in life? Who you are or what you have? If I ask you a question, who are you? How will you start? Who are you? Everybody will start with what? I am. Stop. You have already announced your existence. But our training is not like that. With your declaring I am, we are still waiting. Yes, who you are? I am. Yes, Ram. Your first name is already, you are giving yourself name I am. Then you are giving a Ram to the name I. Man or woman, rich or poor, educated, uneducated, endless list. While moving into that endless list, we have lost sight of the best. That is first, the root, who I am. Only with that, everything begins. Are you beginning with who you are or with what you are? Think. If I ask you to count, please count. How will you begin? Please count. How will you start? 1. Shall you start with 10? 20? No. Start with what? Count. 1, 2, 3. 2 is not 2. What is 2? 1 plus 1. What is 3? 1 plus 1 plus 1. What is 4? 1 plus 1 plus 1 is the number. You know 1, you know every number. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's like element. H2, 2 atoms of hydrogen. First atom is there. Then water, combination. Combinations are different. But the basic material is one thing. Who you are is one thing. Compounds, whatever you say that I am this, I am that, those are compound, not elements. Elemental existence is the self, who you are. Then how many things you have? As you grow up, I'm young, I'm rich, I'm poor, I'm fat, I'm lean, I'm a boy, I'm a girl, sometimes boy, sometimes girl, in our generation. You can change your sex. I'm Indian, now I'm Australian. Now Australian, now American. Go on changing. Everything you can go on changing. But you cannot change the essential part of you, who you are. That is why Nirvikalpam Nirayasam Nirvikaram Niranjanam. ASHTAVAKRA talks to Janaka, O king, you may be the king, but that is a role you play. Who you are is labdhameva atmana padam. Nobody can give you your sense of being, your sense of self. Listen. The riches can give you the sense of richness. Absence of riches can give you a sense of poverty. Your seeing around the world can give you a sense of being a traveler all over the world. You are not traveling can give you a sense that I am only here. They invoke different type of senses. Your father can invoke a son in you. The son can invoke a father in you. So are you father or the son? A friend invokes a friend in you. Your position invokes a managing director in you. Are you the son or the friend or the managing director? Think. A thought invokes, listen carefully, a thought invokes what? A memory invokes anything. Memory of your childhood, child is remembered, the fellow is crying. You ask him, why is he crying? You look at around everywhere, nothing is there, why is he crying? 20 years back this happened. Nobody is 20 years back. Nobody sees it, but his thought is coming back. His memory is hunting him down. What makes him cry? The thought invokes that memory. The past. The man is no more with himself. That is where the average person doesn't know all these things. So they are most of the people who are at the level of their thought. Very gross man with the object. Little subtle fellow with his thoughts, crying. There's ups and downs. Different thoughts, different memories, different invocation. The person is crying. So that is the time what will tell people will say, since the thought is creating problem, absence of thought is meditation. Wonderful. Absence of thought is madness. Don't worry about it. Listen carefully. Money, artham anartham bhava nityam, money, riches, this king, everything is useless. The Buddha announced, the monk sold his Ferrari, all that rubbish. So he highlighted. So why should he sell his Ferrari? Let him enjoy that. No, why can't you enjoy this? If you give up everything, listen carefully, if you give up everything, you shall be a renunciate, a poor man. By giving up your riches, you don't become wise. By giving up his kingdom, Janaka did not become wise. That is why, please see that, there is a sense of ownership, possessiveness, and using something. Listen carefully. Before Janaka was the king, you know that story. Janaka was the king. Yagyavalkya was the teacher. So there was a big discussion in the court where wise people discuss. And Janaka was very impressed. Yagyavalkya defeated everybody. So as the tradition goes, Yagyavalkya was given a gift. What? 100 cows or 1,000 cows. In the story, why should be poor? Okay, 1,000 cows with gold horn. So Yagyavalkya says to Janaka, thank you, I own, but I don't want to receive anything from you. He said, why? He said, you have not learned anything from me. Why should I receive anything? Anyway, I don't need this stuff. My wisdom doesn't need all this. So you keep it with yourself. If you have not learned anything, so why should I take anything from you? This Janaka knew Yagyavalkya is wise, so he sat down at his feet and learnt. When he discovered these things for himself as to who is he said he will give Guru Dakshina. No, what Dakshina you can give? The whole kingdom he gave. Take it. Because nothing is his. You were thinking it was his. This whole kingdom. This gave me this role of a king. Now I know who I am. I don't need this. It's all yours. Yagyavalkya should not say, now that I am a king now, I have a kingdom. Does he have that sense? No, he said, what shall I do with it? It's nice you give it up. I accept it, but you rule it as a trustee. Don't think you are the king. Remember who you are and rule the kingdom for the rest of your life. That is the wisdom. But the person is not suffocated by the role that he plays. Whatever the role is given, you play the role, but the role doesn't affect you. You play the role. At no time you are affected by this role, because no role can cover you. That is the beauty of it. Like the space cannot be covered. Can the space be covered? Can the space be hidden? Think. Can the space be hidden? Can you bury the space? You cannot bury the self. 1,000 roles you can play. And every role is beautiful. That is, you can play the rich, you can play the poor, you can play the king, you can play the renunciate. In fact, as the Jivan Muktananda Lahari comes, no, beautifully there he comes, that line it comes. How this wise man moves in the world? Maune, Mauni, Gunini Gunavan, Pandite, Panditascha. In the assembly of Mauni, Mauni means people who keep quiet. He is quiet. When the other people remain quiet to speak, not when the people remain quiet because they don't speak. This person, when you know yourself, even when you are speaking, you are quiet. Because what you speak is different. Who you are is different. That beats everybody. Maune, Mauni, Gunini Gunavan, Pandite, Panditascha. Among the Gunis, the Gunavan. Everything he has. Because who he is content of everything. The strength, the freedom, the happiness, the love, the fulfillment. Call it whatever. All gunas are naturally there because he is himself. Pandite, Panditascha. Among the learned scholars, he is the scholar. Because the scholars can run out of their topic. While talking about any topic, you can run out of the subject. Here, the subject is infinity. You can go on talking. Or you need not. Pandite, Panditascha. Dukkhe, Dukkhi. With the person who is miserable, he is very miserable. Sukhini Shukavan, among the happy people is happy. Bhogini Prapta Bhoga, among the indulgent is indulgence. Murkhe Murkha, in the assembly of fools, he behaves like the worst fool, so that others feel comfortable. Yuvatishi Yuva Vagmini Prodha Vagmi, among the sense subjects, Yuvatishi Yuva means, among the sense subjects, the master. If the other person is a slave of the sense subject or a sensation, he is a master of the sense subject. What is the master of the sense subject? If you can live without it, you have a right to live with it. If you cannot live without it, you have no right to live with it. That is why in South Indian tradition is very beautiful. Before marriage, that what is that Kashi Yatra? In North India is not there, In South India is very good. Kashi Yatra, the guy, boy will be supposed to, I have not seen that, somewhere you should see that. They are supposed to say that the guy goes right, going towards north, but must be waiting for the call. They go, and the fellow goes, now what a headache. Okay. So what does it mean? Symbolizing, north means Himalayas, sign of wisdom, the abode of wisdom. So if you are one who can be, you can live the life of a renunciate, you can live the life of indulgence. Since you are ready for renunciation, please come and enjoy. Because if you are finding your security in enjoyment, you shall be insecure and you cannot. When you are happy, even when you have nothing, you are the right person to enjoy everything. Or else you shall be a slave of the object. Please understand. So, Yuvati Shiva, Bhagmini, Prodha Bhagmi, among the speakers, the speaker. The fellow can never run out of the subject. Other subject you need preparation, no? I told you, my friends, when I was finishing my studies, then they asked me, hey, what are you doing? I said, I'm rubbish, I'm talking, don't worry about it. Because my friends were selected. If I tell them this Brahman, Atman is there, nonsense, the fellow was going cuckoo, right? So they have become professors. They say, come on, why you are teaching there? Come and teach in the university also. I said, no. There is a difference. You teach, I teach also, but there is a difference. And not as a superiority, but see the subject how it is. You teach English, but you are not English. You teach mathematics, you are not mathematics. You teach physics, you are not physics. There is a dichotomy, there is a difference between who you are and what you teach. Who you are is a person. What you teach is mathematics or economics. So you have to prepare yourself before every economic class. And you have to keep yourself abreast of every information in the field of economics. Or else you shall be totally obsolete, redundant. 1950 physics teacher will be useless fellow in today's class. You can't teach your own child, can you? Your own children are now, they say, every fellow knows the computer so well, they think mummies and papas are all stupid. Naturally, why? Because mummy cannot do something. Hey, come here, fix up this video. Come here, why this cell phone is not working? So what does this 5-year-old devil will think? Mom doesn't know anything. So that is where comes the sense of absolute self-respect, right? It's funny. Anyway, so I say, what you teach and who you are, since there is a dichotomy, you have to prepare yourself. Whereas in this knowledge, what I am doing, who I am and what I teach, one and the same. Midnight Kick me out of my bed and say, who are you? Brahman Absolute. But the trouble is also, I told my friend, that does not mean therefore you have to live this life like this. Not necessary. Because I came away before that, it's fine. Understand these things, okay, I am teaching these things. But you can understand the same thing and teach English literature, mathematics. Suppose there is a person, why the ancient time? Let us not romanticize about everything ancient, like very nicely Kalidasa says. Purana Vityeva Nasadu Sarvam. Just because it's ancient, it is not holy and wonderful. Don't say that. That's because past is always romanticized. That's why everything was wonderful. No, everything was not wonderful. It's not. It's an absolute rubbish. You know, will you like to die when you're 30 or within 30 or old means old age. People now 70 also not old, 80 also not old. That's fantastic. There can be time as the way the medical science is progressing. I think people can live 200, 300 years very soon. It's just a matter of time. Definitely you shall live because of the stem cells, this thing, that thing. That is like just like a car. You go on changing the part and the top is always same, but inside always changing, and then the car is going on. Antique, everybody will be antique or a classic, no problem. 1,000-year-old. So you can know yourself who you are. Then teach a physics teacher. Those were the shastras. Those days the Gurukula means what? The child. You cannot give child the absolute knowledge in the first class. First they should have a sense of self, sense of confusion about themselves. Then only absolute knowledge will work. The person who doesn't have a sense of self, what are you going to tell him that he is absolute self? A person who doesn't have a sense of unhappiness, how can you say you must find happiness? A child doesn't have a sense of unhappiness. The child is, remember that word, child is not unhappy. Don't say child is very happy. Child is not happy. Child is not unhappy. Grows out to be unhappy because that sense of innocence goes away. The price that you pay for your growth is loss of innocence. So from not unhappy state, you go to unhappy. Don't say children are happy. Children are not happy. They are not unhappy. Then they become unhappy. When they are unhappy, that is the time you try to forget your unhappiness to come back to be not unhappy. That is why most religions and people will tell you, forget your thought, remove your thought in the name of meditation. How much money people spend for that rubbish? 10 rupee, 20 rupee, 100 rupee meditation. It doesn't work. It's not, please understand, don't try to go back to that state of not unhappy. Because if you go back, again you will go back to unhappy state. Because suppose a thought is unhappiness, absence of thought is not unhappy. That is not happiness. Because the moment the thought comes, you will be afraid. That is why, as long as you are in the presence of a guru, or presence of something, some practice, oh, it's very nice. Like you go to movie, you forget everything. Come back out of movie, miserable. So I went to the discourse, very nice. Came out of the Katha Kalakshep, I wasted my time there, Kalakshep, right? I wasted my time there, came back, again miserable. Hey, if you forget yourself for some time, in the absence of the thought, when you come back, you become miserable. It's like people go for a holiday. Why they enjoy? Because the past is suspended for some time. No office, no home, no nothing. 2 days before coming, boom, everything returns, miserable. Why? Because useless. So that is why when you take a knowledge holiday, understanding about yourself, there also suppose they give you that type of holiday, there you see Venice and you forget your thought. Here they chant and sing and dance and all these things and you forget everything. Then what happens? Can you go and dance and chant and do everything at home? You have to drive your car, look at the devil 5-year-old, talk to your brother who is a rascal, talk to your sister who is stupid, talk to your wife who is crazy, talk to your husband who is alcoholic. You have to face that and you cannot just say Hari Hari. That doesn't work. Think of it. It just doesn't work. But you feel suspended. For some time you feel suspended. Like deep sleep. Think friends, 6 hours, 10 to 4. For 6 long hours your thought is suspended. Do you feel enlightened after waking up? No. Therefore, by paying 1,000 rupees and suspending your thought for half an hour, song and music and embracing and telling, I love you, you love me, it will not work. 6 hours, natural suspension of thought. You wake up ignorance, artificially suspending by drinking, go for little food, go little fun sex, go for this thing, go for pleasure, go for divine dance or music, suspending yourself for 1 hour, you will not solve your problem. You will come back with a memory and you will be miserable, that place was so nice. Will you go then? Go and stay there. Why not? Go and stay there. And people who are staying there all happy? No. Go there and don't pay money, they will be more miserable. That is why they hike the price also. Very special. So 10,000 rupees is like, forget it, rubbish. Anyway, think. So it is not suspense. It is not absence of your thought. You are being with yourself. And that is something natural. Absolutely natural. Nirvikaram, niranjanam. And something with always with you. No teacher gives it to you. Somebody points it out. So when you learn these things, what happens? You know who you are, but you play your roles. Think of it. How beautiful it becomes, like playing. All are actors. Can you have a Ramayana? Can you have a Mahabharata? Can you have any type of drama where everybody is a hero? Everybody wants to be Rama. Now what type of Ramayana is that? Now suppose there is no Ravana is it's just the imagine. Ravana is a good boy. Kaikeyi also very sweet. Surpanakha wonderful. There's a Sakuni is so cute and kind. Now what type of Mahabharata and Ramayana will be there? Somebody has to be a rascal, somebody has to be stupid, somebody has to be good. The same fellow now good should be a little thing. Don't try to highlight that everybody should be always nice. Why? Why can't you give him a chance to be stupid once in a while? Make it so nice. But this is where you exercise your moral authority, religious holiness, where you destroy the person, takes away his freedom to be what it is, like a child. Please understand. There has to be different types of dimension. There has to be. Yes, there is. Listen, friends, when you say the person is good, that does not mean he's good. There is enough of rubbish like in anybody else. The person doesn't express it. Bas. Not that he cannot be angry. He doesn't want to be angry. How do I do that? Only when you know yourself, you can shape it up. I can be angry, but I choose not to be angry. That is why your wisdom surpasses everybody's understanding. Unless you have that sense of being, you will not know what it is. If you let somebody win, who is the winner? If you let somebody win, who is the winner? I know you are miserable because I am having this. I know you will be miserable as a child. Baby, take this. Take it out. Now baby is very happy, I got it. But who really got it? That is why this famous verse in Ishavasya Upanishad, Tena tyaktena bhunjita magrudha kasachidhana. Tena tyaktena bhunjita. May you enjoy by renunciation. Average person today cannot understand how do I enjoy by renunciation. I enjoy by grabbing, aggrandizing, possessing, monopolizing. And you are telling me enjoy by renunciation? How do I enjoy by renunciation? Think. Meaning, it is, listen carefully, what is this renunciation? The renouncing the sense of ownership. I am so happy with myself, I don't need a thing to be happy. Therefore, it doesn't mean everything is for donation. Then I need donation. What a waste. This is where, values, when misunderstood, it completely destroys you. Enjoy by renunciation means the person must know what to renounce. Okay? Listen carefully. What you can renounce, what you cannot. See, why these can go on endless programs, okay? Just think of it. To renounce something, it must be yours. Think. What is that you can renounce? To renounce something, it must be yours. Please name one thing in this universe which is yours. Name it. Let's name it. Let's make a list. Make a list of things that belongs to you, exclusively to you. Nothing in this universe. That's why in Hindi there is a nice statement. Kya laya tha jo kho diya? What is that you brought that you lost? Taking everything from here. Anyway, come back to the thing. What is that is yours? You may say the house is yours. The house has not a sense of being owned by you. You say the car is yours. The car is not sense of owned by you. You say the diamond is yours. The diamond has no sense of being owned by you. You say the body is yours. Not only body is yours, but you are the body also. Go one step forward in that possessiveness. You say body is yours. The body has no sense of being owned by you. It moves on. Even if you don't want it to age, it will age. You don't want it to pass, it will pass. It will disintegrate. You own your thoughts? Fato. How many things you have forgotten? Please remember one thing that you have forgotten. If you can remember, you have not forgotten, right? To give up, it must be yours. Nothing belongs to me. Therefore, you cannot renounce anything. But one thing it is yours is that it belongs to me. I own it. I am it. That is your sense of ownership. So if anything you want to give up that I. It's not an advice. That is what the Upanishad will declare so nicely. It's a one thing which owns up everything. That creates the trouble. I. So know yourself as to who is this I. What is this I? When that is renounced, listen. Body is not a problem. Aging is not a problem. Dying is not a problem. I am dying. I am aging. I am the body. I am thinking. Please still think. Thoughts come or you think. You don't have to say, I think. Thoughts come, they go by themselves. But what is the so-called meditations? I am thinking. Therefore remove the thought, so the fellow go back with an idea, I am not thinking. You understand, you are pushing yourself into trouble, you are cutting your nose. If you are very happy, I am not thinking, one thought comes, destroys you, finished you are. You don't go for meditation to be frightened of the thought. Who you are is meditation. It's not a presence or absence of a thought. Listen carefully. So the I, because it owns up, the I wants to renounce. It's like this, friends. How many examples I can give you? I hope you are tired of my examples. In a sense, you see it for yourself. Every moment is an example. Every moment is beautiful. What people do? This is Rasgulla. Oh, bad man, sweet. Rasgulla is bad. Sweet is bad, or sweet makes it make you diabetic, or you make yourself diabetic? Eating makes you diabetic, or sweet makes you diabetic? So what should you give up? Should you give up the sweet? When did the sweet come and tell you, please eat me? You stop. Listen carefully. How do I stop? I know about myself that my pleasure no more depends upon eating the sweet. I am happy with myself. But why eat sweet? Why? Because it's good for health. Now suppose it's not good for health, drop it. As simple as that. You don't have to have a bratham and upasam, that you upas for 20 days, things like that. I'm Lent, I have given up this, I have given up that. You can give up anything you like, but as long as you are there, that long nothing will happen. You can give up anything, it doesn't matter. You can give up anything you like. Whatever you have given up, they have not committed a mistake. Think, friends, who commits the mistake? Rasgulla makes you diabetic? Or your eating makes you diabetic? You can give up Rasgulla, then you shall say, but Tirupati Laddu, prasadam, you see. That's what it is. Who gives that confirmation? Who gets the sanction for you? Who deludes himself? Tirupati laddu, therefore no diabetes. Huh? Bhagavan's prasad, More diabetic because more sweet, more ghee, more kalkand, therefore more diabetic. Okay? You are telling prasad like this, what will happen? Nothing will happen. God will not get angry, the seller will get angry. Don't worry about it. The priest gets wild, God will get wild. Does the God wants you to stand in front when the arati is going on? Because unless you come to the front, he is not going to receive the arati, right? The priest waits for it because you have put a pink note, Gandhi, 1,000. Put 1,000 and see, the priest will hold up the arati because real God has not come. Because that God blesses, but this God gives 1,000 rupee note. So that is the joke goes on. Are you getting that point, please? Food, don't blame food. So many times we have discussed, right? Water is good or bad? You know swimming? Sport. Don't know swimming? Food is good or bad? If you know how to eat, healthy. You don't know how to eat. Right. So what is the mistake? Money, good or bad? You know how to use it? Oh, don't know how to use it. I knew in one place I was staying, suddenly the place boomed there. Either this real estate boom. That small town became big town. Average person who had 1 acre, 2 acre, 3 acre land, half an acre they sell for 50 lakhs, 100 lakhs like that. You know what did they do to people there? Every fellow is dead drunk, 40-year-old dropping dead. Why? Eating meat, drinking meat. So what will happen? So they would have been very happy. Thank God for giving us prosperity. Thank God for killing us all also. No? Think. Lack of education, simple people. Educated, hush. You have to take clumsiness. You can talk to 1,000 idiots, uneducated people, but one so-called educated person deal with it, they will twist you around their own. They will twisting and twisted also. Terrible. So education is bad. Money is bad. Food is bad. Marriage, good or bad? You know how to do it, how to make it? Paradise. You don't know how to make it? Hell. It all depends on you. Completely. Your body, good or bad? Depends on you. Your thought, good or bad? Depends on you. Thought is not good, thought is not bad. You understand the point? But if somebody tells you, bad thought you should not have, finished you are for the rest of your life. Because you should not, bad thoughts. So there is a list of bad thoughts. The tragedy is when there is a list of bad thoughts, those are the only things will keep coming in your brain. Whatever they tell you not to think, those are the things will keep coming and you are condemned yourself for ever. A thought is good or bad? Knife is good or bad? A surgical knife, surgeon's hand it is life-saving. In another person's hand it is dead. How you use it? Thought is good or bad? That is why there is no limit, friends. How many thoughts you should have? Go crazy. Knowledge, no end. Any amount of thoughts, but learn how to use it. Sky is the limit. Shall I be ambitious? Of course. Sky is the limit. But what, suppose you say that I want to put up a school. Why are you so ambitious? I want to have a factory. Why are you so ambitious? Then why are you afraid of other person? Oh, the person owns a Mercedes-Benz company. Mercedes-Benz car, you feel so smart. Huh? Then why don't you take over the Mercedes-Benz? Oh, I'm not that ambitious. You are that ambitious or you are not capable? Silly things. The other day, Delhi, one fellow lost one Lamborghini, What is the signboard? 3 minutes for 3 crores. So, that means what? Don't have this car. Wonderful sense. What is wrong with the car? The driver is stupid. If you cannot control a car, so shall you destroy a car or shall you train the driver? There are a million things in this world, if we can't handle, therefore, remove the things, right? How wonderful. Renounce, give up and go. For what? Learn how to handle it. Same thing, your physical body. This body-mind machine, physical body, amazing power. What have we used our body for? Nothing. Same people. Somebody is world-class athlete. Was he born with like 16-cylinder, 100-cylinder car? Like physical bodies are like that, different? Same 7 pound stupid baby, crying, right? But one fellow becomes a world-class athlete, other fellow is nothing. What happens? Training. Mike Tyson was an idiot when a 16-year-old, useless. Everybody was bugging him on the street. He started pumping the iron, then he started bugging everyone. Right? Think. Mind. Same thing. There is no, there is mind also. Amazing capacity. So because I can't handle my mind, therefore no thought, go to a program for also not to think. How fantastic. And the very popular programs also. Meditations, What nonsense. Learn how to think, not to think. Because, please understand, friends, giving up, renouncing, dismissing is not the name of the game. So what is to be given up? Tena taktena bhunjita. What should you give up? Give up that sense that I am enjoying it. No, I use it. I am happy with myself, I use this body. I use these riches, I use this faculty, I use everything in this universe. Fantastic. And nowhere I take the credit for it. What is that man can create, friends? The possibility of which is not already existing in the universe. What is that man has created, the possibility of which did not exist in the universe? If the possibility is not there, you cannot create it. So thank God for intelligence, so I could exploit my intelligence to discover it. But don't say, I did it. Stupid. That doesn't work. Give up that. That is renunciation, not dandakamandalu. Scriptures is not, I am telling it, not dandakamandalu tyaga, not giving up the house, I gave up my wife, I gave up my husband. What nonsense. Why did you give up that? Like people talking, no, I don't like big cars. Really? You don't like big cars or you can't own a big car? Like somebody made a joke. God never fails. Says Jesus never fails. I don't want to say Jesus, it's not a Christian stuff, anything. The God never fails. One, in a Stanley Medical College, I had gone there. So it's written there, somebody said, God never fails, down below, because he never appeared MCH. Chartered accountants will say that, because he never appeared chartered accountants, because he failed many times there, right? So you don't want anything. Why? Because you can't afford to have anything. What sacrifice? What stupid? Learn to listen. You choose to give up, and you are made to give up. You give up the body, body gives you up. I'm so happy, immortal with myself. I enjoyed the body as long as it lasted. Now the body is going to go. Bye-bye. And you are made to give up, you are not willing to die, the body is going to go, then you are crying, everybody is crying, everybody is miserable. The fellow did not do anything for 70 years, living for another 7 days or 7 years, how does it matter? But he must be around, why? So that we can look at the face. Each other I look at his munji, you look at my munji, say, hang on, for what? For what? What a stupid waste of time. How many people are suspended in the medical facilities, that around the world? Life-saving drug, life-saving machine, billions and billions of dollars. The child is alive, is dying. But the fellow who cannot do anything after, he must be kept alive. Anyway, sir, forget that stuff. Be the self. This is nirvikalpa nirayasam, nirvikaram, niranjanam. We shall see tomorrow. Vyamoha matra virato. So this vyamoha virato. So this vyamoha virati, this delusion, ignorance of the self, the individual is gone. When aware of yourself, who you are, suddenly everything falls up. You know why? The child was inside the room, pulling down everything. You don't remove the things from the house, you remove the child. In this body-mind household, call it universe, extend it. Only one thing which is pulling down everything, ahankar, I don't want it, I want it, I like it, I don't like it. What do you think of me? I'm so rich, I'm so poor, I'm so, all these ups and downs. One fellow, the bull in the china shop, was destroying everything. That vyamoha, that goes away. Delusion. ignorance of the self. When that goes away, Swarupa Adana Matrata, Swarupa Adana Matrata. So when the delusion of the individuality, which is identifying with everything that he has, now he discovers who he is, who you are, your sense of being. But you have a thought, a thing, a body, or the universe. And what you have is not yours. Please remember, see this clearly. You think you have it. That thing doesn't feel owned. Can you see that? The day you feel, the moment, day, 24 hours, the moment you feel finished you are. It's neither mine nor me. Who I am, non-negotiable, ever existent, and same for everybody. Who I am is who you are. That is so beautiful. Nobody is superior, nobody is inferior. Nobody is more divine, nobody is less divine. Absolute socialism at its best. Everybody is same. Swarupa adana matrata. Vita soka virajante niravarana drushtayah. Niravarana drushta. Drushti, the vision. Avarana is covered, the veiled vision. Now that unveiled, that delusion, ignorance is gone about yourself. Once it is gone, Vita sokaha, no more there is any shoka, any grief, misery, pain, because, understand, nothing was making you miserable except yourself. Body was aging, body did not complain, but I was making myself miserable, I am aging. Now when I know myself who I am, I know I have a body which is aging. I have hunger, it will be taken care. I am hungry, kills you. The body is dying, do something about it. I am dying, oof, takes the wind out of yourself. You are destroyed. That is why you cannot make anybody comfortable. Because when the person thinks he is dying, what do? He is already dead inside, frightened. So body is dying, okay, take care of the body. So the fellow gives up, come on, take care of it. He is like anesthetized and operated. I am not there to resist. So you not only resist, you don't resist pain and thing, you don't resist pleasure also. You don't resist prosperity. You don't resist anything. Neither this nor that. Because after all, what to tell friends, hope you see that a morning comes, good or bad depends on you. There is no good morning, bad morning. Yamagala, Ravagandagam is a nonsense. Yamagandagam, Rahugala, I go changing the different area. It makes no difference, they are not there, who cares? Yamagala, say you are getting a heart attack, then you have to go to hospital. Oh, 4 o'clock, Yamagandagam. Don't, if you go also you die, don't go also die. So it doesn't matter about it. Okay? We'll see tomorrow. Vita soka, such Vita soka. No grief. Why? Not that the grief is not there. Listen carefully. Not that the pain is not there. Pain will be there. But I am no more affected by pain. Not that the prosperity won't be there. It will be there. Youth is there. But I am not arrogant of youth. Old age comes. It's not that old age is not there. Old age will be there. But I am not disheartened. Enjoy the youth. Enjoy the old age. Why? Happy. For me being who I am, I don't need anything whatsoever in this universe. If your happiness depends on something, you are not a happy person. And that goes, you will be miserable. If your security depends on anything, that becomes your insecurity. If money is your security, money is your insecurity. If love is your security, love is your insecurity. A person is your security, person is your insecurity. If God is your security, God is insecurity. If faith is your security, faith is your insecurity. That is why you shall come across terrorists in the name of God. You shall come terrorists, secular terrorists in the name of money. You are neither a secular person nor a religious person. But being who you are, then happily secular, happily religious. Why not? Everything is fantastic. Why? Because I am fantastic. Vita soka virajante. They shine in effulgence, meaning absolutely happy, free with themselves. There is sense of superiority. There is no sense of superiority because who I am is everybody is. There are many people are there where I was. I was ignorant. There are many people who are ignorant. There is no pride for being enlightenment or knowledge. Why? Because where I am, others will be. Where I was, many are there. So everybody has a chance. There is nothing very special. Okay? Just see that for yourself. We shall see more of it tomorrow. Please think and be who you are. See that. Close your eyes. See these things for yourself. Like I say always, be the silence, enjoy the words. Be the changeless, enjoy the changes. Thank you, friends. We shall sit down. Thank you.